Alright guys, well, late video here, sorry about that, but we're going to get into the new insect thonalmus bicolor. Let's get right into it. Alright guys, so like I said in the intro, I'm a little late on this, but we're going to get into the new insect that they have going on, thonalmus bicolor. Before we get into that, user shenanigans. This video is sponsored by AppCoins, where using my code AGNE6, you can get anywhere from 5 to 65% off all in-game purchases. This is a great way to be able to save a little bit of money when you're already buying some of the things and just to be able to get ahead in general. Full description of how to do so will be down below. So again, that code is AGNE6. Take a look out in the description down below. Also in the description down below is a link to my Discord, where we have a lot of voice calls that go on and just information on this game and various other games, to where it's just a great community. You can go in and ask anything you want without any problems, and share and have fun and whatnot. So that will be down below, and everybody helps out. Speaking of helping out, there's still a huge percentage of you that are not subscribed that watch my videos on a weekly basis. It would really help me out if you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, whatever, to be able to help me out in the YouTube algorithm and really just help in general, so I know what kind of content you want so I can continue doing so. Alright, so we'll get into this with my thoughts on the thonalmus bicolor. Alright, so we'll go ahead and take a look at it. So right off the bat, it has the new star talent thing, which is, great. And then it has the shining glow, which is buff effect. During the battle, when our squad deals damage, there's a 50% chance to increase the dodge rate by 5%, which can be stacked up to 3 times, and increase the damage dealt to targets with negative stasis, poison, bleeding, vulnerability, coercion, blindness, exhausted, etc. by 10%. So right off the bat, we can see that this is really fitted for carriers. However, it is universal, so it does have the ability of being rather quite good for other marks as well, like shooters, guardian shooter, etc., etc. So all of it has the base skills. So then we go into what the slow poison is. During the battle, when our backline, when leading any soldier ant, the chance of triggering the slow poison effect, 60%, which that's pretty damn high. During the battle, when our backline squad deals damage, the target is inflicted with corrosion. Defense minus 50%, receives 150% damage per round. And blindness, damage hit rate minus 5% for 2 rounds. This effect can stack up to 3 times. So essentially, you can do up to 450% damage, reduce the defense up to 150%, and then reduce the damage hit round up to 15%. That is pretty freaking stupidly crazy, to be honest. Going up against any type. The dodge rate obviously does help with carriers the most, so this is a lot more love to carriers, but this insect is actually very versatile for all of the types. So that's something you definitely got to look out for. Everything else is pretty basic, but then we get into the talents. So the only new one is toxic control, so we'll take a look at that as well. So we got squad's attack. Pretty much all of these are pretty basic. Skill damage taken by squads, skill defense, skill attack, squad health, skill, yeah. So all of the little ones are pretty basic. You do have a little bit of damage in there. So again, it mostly helps with carriers. But then we get into this. Shining Glow during the battle when our squad deals damage. There's a 50% chance to increase its dodge rate by 0.05. Has an increase of 10. So 15%, or no, I'm sorry. Be about 5. Yeah, 5%. Stacked up to 3 times, so 15% after that. Increases the damage dealt by negative stasis, poison, which this insect already gives poison. So that's going to increase it even more by a total of, what, 10%. So if it's given a 15%, it's going to be given a 30%. So that's pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. After our special ant releases an active skill, the skill damage dealt next time is 3. Plus, sorry about that. Plus 3%. So you got up to 8 times you can activate this. I'm assuming that it's probably a plus 1% per, but I might be wrong. Pretty strong, even for shooters and such. During the battle, the chance to release in a second skill plus 0.75% for all of our special ants, and additional skill damage plus 1.25%. 8 times on that, so you're looking at about like a 6.5%, and then right around like a 10.5% skill damage. That's not too bad. That's pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's exaggerated by any means, but pretty decent. And then you have when all of our squad takes skill damage, has a 50% chance to reduce the damage by 3%. That's obviously going to increase. So if it increases the chance, which I don't know, probably go up to about a 75% chance, and probably decrease the damage by about 10 to 15%. That's pretty damn good, especially for carriers and guardians. So that's something to look into. Overall, what's my thoughts of this particular insect? It's definitely designed for carriers. However, it is universal, so it is usable for all troop types. I think it will favor mostly the guard and shooter and the carrier types, not so much for the pure shooter types, but it still is a good option for shooters. So that's something to definitely be watching out for. Alright, well that's pretty much it for that. We are going into Vast Jungle for the first time, so I'm going to be making some guides for that. I don't know how I feel about that, especially with all the changes that they've recently had. But we'll take a look at it and at the very least give you some updates as far as our individual island. And that's about it for today. Eggnay out. We'll see you in the next one.